Right, hello. Right, this rolling video is going to be addressing our core. So kind of an awkward area to roll, but still very important to keep the muscles supple, keep blood flow going to that area. That is a highly stable area for us. All right, so first things first, let's get into the muscles on the back body. So the back of our core are erector spinae muscles. So taking your foam roller, and we'll use the foam roller for a while, you're going to go above your PSIS bones. Okay, so the SI joint, the bony prominence at the back of your pelvis. Okay, if you can locate those and just be above them. Okay, so really targeting erector spinae. So we can start on the right side. So these muscles run from the back of the pelvis all the way up to the base of the skull. There's different muscle fibers. They are very long muscles. They're quite deep, so we're not affecting them directly. And we kind of run into muscles of the lats, the traps when we're rolling our back. So we get a little bit of everything. So just kind of getting into the lower fibers of these. And then it gets awkward. So once you kind of hit the thoracic spine, the area of the rib cage, I like to take my hands behind my head to support my head. Use my feet to lift my hips. And then just kind of continue to roll. This probably feels really good. Getting these overworked, often weak postural muscles. Okay, so still try to focus kind of on the right side. Okay, and then when you're ready, just switch over to the left. So start to lean some weight into the left side. Starting at the top. So rolling doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical. You let your hips land down and then start to let yourself come into a little bit of a back bend. So let your head just be heavy into your hands. Try to take a few deep breaths. So thinking of really breathing with your diaphragm here. Again, you're not trying to force yourself to go into like a huge back bend. Just something that feels like a bit of a stretch and opening. All right, and then you can come out of that and then work your roller down to the lower part of the left side of the erector spinae muscles. So you're on the left side of the spine. And all these muscles really affect our breathing too. So another reason we still want mobility in this area. It's not all super duper strong six pack. Okay. All right. So you can keep going on that left side if you want, or else you're going to join in. So if you've done the lower body rolling video, you know that we were above the greater trochanter, below the crest of the pelvis. Well, now we're going to be above the crest of the pelvis, so above the ilium, and kind of the lower portions of the ribs. Okay, so it's a small area to play with, okay, but that's where we're going to go. So waistline. So if you traced your belly button to your back, that's kind of that line we're in, that we're going to target the obliques and the QL muscles. Okay, so on the right side, I always like to start on the right. It's a weird yoga thing. So on the right side, just kind of get a feel for this. It's a little bit awkward. Legs can be however you want. Support yourself with the right form and just kind of roll forward. Okay, and then you can kind of inch yourself just up and down through that external oblique. And then as you roll yourself back, you'll feel like you're kind of going to run into your spine, and you get a good access to the QLs through there. So just rolling up and down again, trying to stay calm in your breath. This is really intense. If you have like a very sharp, pokey foam roller, I encourage you to maybe get a soft one. I think Diam has a good one on Amazon that V just ordered. All right, so that feels good. You could do that all day. Roll over to your left side. And you take a quick shot on that left side so you're above your crest of your pelvis. And then around those lower portions of the ribs, more of your kind of floating rib area. Roll forward a bit so that you feel like you are on the side of your core. Okay. Getting into your obliques. Still taking those full diaphragmatic breaths. You roll back. A little bit of those QL muscles. These muscles are very important stabilizers. Oftentimes, if we're weak in one of our side glutes, so glute med and glute min, if we're lacking a bit of strength there, the QL muscles take a lot of work in stabilizing the pelvis and spine. All right, so that's kind of the sides and back body. Now for the front part of our core, deeper in our psoas, which again we can't access, but we can come close, is you're going to take 2 balls. Okay, so tennis balls are great. Tune-Up balls is the brand that I use. You can look that up online, Tune-Up Fitness. So you're going to find now the ASIS, so the front parts of your pelvis. So the bony prominence on the front. And you're just going to kind of let yourself fall inwards. So it's as if you were scooping through the front of the pelvis. So when we're on our belly, it's going to be 1 ball on the right, 1 ball on the left. So get yourself set up on your belly first, and then you can lift your right hip, place the ball just to the inside of that right hip point, and then the same left side, inside of the left side of the pelvis. And you might play around. You might go a little bit higher up or a little bit lower down. So we're getting a little bit more effect into the rectus abdominals, still the obliques, and then quite deep psoas. And there's a blend where our psoas muscle is attached to the lumbar spine, and as well as our diaphragm. So what I want you to do here is let your forehead rest heavy onto the backs of your hands or stacked fists. And try to become super relaxed. Let your heels fall out. Let your glutes disengage. Let your belly soften. And see if you can focus your inhale deep as if you're breathing into the resistance of those balls. And your exhale, can you imagine you're going to just wrap or melt around that pressure? Not rushing the breath, just one at a time. Maybe you count the length of your inhale. Can you match that with the length of your exhale? Each exhale an opportunity to relax further. Now you can stay Or if you want a little bit of a stretch and pin with the balls, you're just going to come onto your elbows, your forearms into more of a Sphinx pose. And go through that whole checklist again. Glutes soften, legs heavy, breath turned on. So stay with this as long as you need to. And when you're ready to come out, just take the balls out to the side, rest on your belly, and assess how you feel after rolling your core. Okay, thank you.